Hi, the TAKful Creator here. Okay, let's get started. May God the Creator bless us. May God the Redeemer heal us. May God the Holy Spirit enlighten us. Give us eyes to see, ears to hear, and hands to do the work of God. Feet to walk the path of justice, and mouths to preach the good news. May the angel of peace, prosperity, love, abundance, guidance, and grace, with a chock full of mercy and kindness, watch over us and lead us to the reign of God. Ashe. Okay. So first and foremost, I'm getting all these spiritual verbs that I can feel in my ears. So for one, that's talking about elevation, spiritual elevation, but it's not necessarily attached to me. It's spiritual elevation of the collective. So congrats to everyone who is helping us ascend. And I think that's the energy that we're tapping into right now. Okay, some balanced, tranquil, calm energy for those that are the chosen ones out here, right next to the yellow frog. Okay, of golden abundance. Yes. To where this chosen energy has relinquished the idea of being fake, has relinquished the idea of being impulsive or compulsive, and relinquished the need. Not to say that they're not this naturally all day, but they relinquish the need to assert this to others. Their honesty and truthful nature. They don't need to assert this to others anymore. Their essence already proves that for them. So while walking in this tranquil, calm, balanced energy that is focused on justice, we have here when someone implies something, right? We have an implication here because of these in the upright. We have an implication that it's because these have been removed. Not to say that this chosen energy can't tap back into this to where they can overly vocalize their honesty or be compulsive or impulsive, do things sporadically where maybe they're the only person or people that can understand why they're doing it in the moment, and then having to put on a facade, right? Cloaking themselves, hiding their true essence so to appear more inviting to other people, right? They've let all that go so that they can be in their authenticity. Okay. Ooh, that's fun. Okay, so we're gonna get some playing cards. All right, so if you want to play a game, we can start with blackjack, and then or we're going to start with the 3 cards that have dropped out. And what we'll do here is understand what these suits mean historically and how they apply to this specific situation. Okay, hold on one second. Okay, we're back. So first we have the 2 of diamonds, right? So the 2 of diamonds in regards to birthdays, we have January 25th, February 23rd, March 21st, April 19th, May 17th, June 15th, July 13th, August 11th, September 9th, October 7th, November 5th, and December 3rd. Okay, so the 2 of diamonds has an innate intuition that, if followed with power and gusto, will always lead them to success in all their dealings. Inherently, this intuition is a high set of values, right? It is tied to their mission in life, and that mission usually involves partners and a sense of other. That could be a sense of family, a sense of togetherness, a sense of collaboration. Okay, there's a certain amount of ambition, usually for money, that keeps them motivated. This is good because they can get into certain ruts at time with their closest relationships, and this is a way for them to properly separate themselves in a way that could be healing and progressive, not necessarily, regressive. Okay, so then if they tap into their inner guidance, which would be intuition, their clairvoyant abilities, or just understanding the signs and synchronicities around them in the external environment, right? They will find a path awaiting them that is truly fascinating and rewarding. Okay, so they do this by best establishing themselves with a certain business, one specific business, and sticking to it over an elongated time period. They should be careful, though, that their social obligations don't take away from their health and well-being, because being in the social light and then also being in the professional light and then also being in your personal light is and takes a lot of hours out of the day. Okay, so in your personal life, make sure that you are honing in on the healing process and understanding purging emotions and toxins that no longer suit your highest good. Okay, and that could be from the social aspect or professional aspect of your life. or, you know, the personal aspects of your life that you haven't healed yet, from your childhood or preteen, teen, young adulthood, so on and so forth. Okay, so they usually have large sums of money because of this professional gusto. However, the real estate happens later on in life. Okay, as long as they can keep their health good. These people love to mix and mingle and do deals, quote unquote. So working in real estate or working in sales is usually the type of person that shows up as a two of diamonds. Okay, once they have discovered their special mission, they'll find the ultimate success, the most success that they can theorize in this lifetime. So that's what we're getting here by the two of diamonds, and that could already be attached to this chosen energy. Why are they chosen? Because they are so aligned with themselves that their soul mission is contingent with their personal mission, which is contingent with their professional mission. There's a complete 360 alignment for this energy. So next we have the two of clubs. Okay, now the two of club birthdays is not as vast as the two of diamonds. We have May 30th, June 28th, July 26th, August 24th, September 22nd, October 20th, November 18th, and December 16th. Okay, so among the people of this card, you will note a wide variety because the energy is vast, if that makes sense. Many are fearful of, I would say, regular things in the 3D. So maybe like spiders and insects. There's a fearful nature about them, which causes caution. This caution, especially with, you know, fearing, you know, loneliness, they make it their priority to do everything in their power. Everything in their power to surround themselves with people who admire them. Okay, so here we have the two of diamonds, where we're talking about the independence of this chosen energy. And then here we have the two of clubs. So far what I'm gauging is this is the energy that was let go, relinquished here. So we have the energy that is reminding us and those in the collective and those that haven't even acknowledged the collective that this is a chosen energy. Why? Because there's this energy that no longer is attached to them. So let's continue, because even though this energy is no longer attached, there are still positive positive aspects of this. Okay, so they're usually extremely social and enjoy good stimulating conversations. Then there are the other aspects of them, because I said there's good things. To balance the good energy here, there's a not so good energy, and they're more reclusive. They appear to need no one. It's kind of like a hyper independence, which is very different from this healthy independence of the two of diamonds. Okay, in truth, they are just as afraid and always have been of one special person that they've attached themselves to. So that could be a parent or guardian, that could be a love interest, that could be a friend, just a general relation, a mentorship, where they attach themselves to that individual so much so that they want to walk in their light. But the only reason why they attach themselves is because of the Stockholm syndrome, the Stockholm effect of treating someone so poorly that they have to do the most to work for whatever small amount of validation that is given, so that they feel appreciated and gracious. Over time, you end up learning the abuser, in a sense. You end up learning them enough to force feed them everything that they like. But what do you do in this? You are losing your authenticity, your genuinity. You're losing a sense of self. Okay, so that's why it's not good. It's in essence very similar to the people pleaser card. If we were talking about the general deck or other tarot cards, this would be the people pleaser. All right. The Ace of Spades, which is a bit similar here. The Ace of Spades karma card can mean an inner fear of death or change, and this explains much of their behavior. However, these people are well endowed with many natural gifts and abilities. Now, these gifts and abilities could be physical skill sets, or they can be mental, spiritual, emotional skill sets, okay? Like clairvoyant abilities. So although they have all the resources and makings to be in their highest light, they are attaching themselves to low vibrational energy, like fear, doubt, being afraid of, not wanting to step into leadership, being that follower to where you lose yourself, right? That is how this Two of Clubs shows up in such a negative light, even though they're easygoing people, extremely social, people pleasers. Most people love people pleasers, you know. They can be exceptional in business because of their people pleasing capabilities or social aspects, but they prefer to work on partnerships rather than being alone. So professional life is not the forefront of them, but in order for them to walk in their mission, it would have to be. Okay, it's necessary for the collective progression. Why? Because if you are not finding a systematic way to share your gifts, then your gifts are nil, or your gifts are only open to those that can receive it. Even though when you're in the collective and you're walking in your purpose, an underlying purpose that is universal is that we have to push the envelope. We have to plant seeds. Yeah, if this dirt wanted a tree in it, it would have had dirt, and it would have had a tree in it. It wouldn't just been dirt. But we're here putting a seed in there, that even if the seed doesn't germinate, even if the seed doesn't, turn into a plantling and eventually a tree, it is okay. Because the practice of planting the seed in fertile or non-fertile soil could be the difference between having a tree instead of fertile soil, or the difference of having fertile soil instead of infertile soil. Because one seedling could stimulate the ground enough that it may not grow anything, but the ground is so stimulated that if anyone else wanted to plant a seed, now the ground is perfect for fertilization. Okay, so that's what I'm also getting here by this Two of Clubs card. Okay, yes, there's positive aspects here, but the negative aspects outweigh them because they're too close to that balance line. All right, just naturally as a chosen one, your positive aspects have to outweigh the negative. This is how you become a light to others. Okay, lastly, we have the Seven of Spades. Okay, now the Seven of Spades, there are only like 3 or 4 birthdays that are associated with this, which means that the rarity of this card is high. Okay, and what do I mean by that? So as a chosen person, you can't be rinky-dink. You can't be like everybody else. You can't be average. You can't be basic. You can't be a follower. So if that's the case, you have to move then in an authentic light. You have to move in a way that separates yourself from the general public that is kind of like acting like bots, just doing whatever sounds good instead of finding what is good, type of thing. And as a chosen person, there's not a million chosen people out here. There is a select few that have done the internal and external work to be shown in a high vibrational light, which means there's so much light there that the dark is almost non-existent. That narrows down how many people can be in that window. And that is the same thing that is being shown by the Seven of Spades card. Okay, so we have birthdays like January 7th, February 5th, March 3rd, April 1st. Right now, it is February 26th, toward the end of February. March 3rd is up and coming. Right, that's 3-3. That's a portal that's happening. Okay, so as we can see, just the numerology that are attached to the birthdays is showing uniqueness. Is showing transference from the 3D to the 5D. That is what the chosen energy is all about. Okay, so this card is regarded as one of the most spiritual in the deck, right, because of its exclusiveness. And these people can have great success in their lives as long as they do not disregard the wisdom that is intended to guide them through. That wisdom usually derives from lessons. That could be from karmic lessons. That could be from life lessons. That could be from other people's lessons, and you just overhear enough to know that there's a better way. You understand that better way. You didn't have to go through it physically yourself. Okay? So as long as you pay attention to these important factors, living and thriving in this chosen light would be easy, piece of cake. Okay? So these people are here to learn to trust. That's the key. That's the key that is often missing with a lot of the high vibrational beings that want to be chosen, and that is missing with a lot of low vibrational beings that would like to move to a higher vibrational light. Trust. Trust that you should keep going in spite of circumstances. Trust that the divine is working in ways that are of the highest light, even if chaos and trouble is happening. That's called a tower moment that happens in karmic cycles in order to break the cycle. You don't want to loop back into all that treachery. So you see the treachery enough to learn that there's a way out. Excuse me, spiritual burp. Right? There's a way out. And that just tells me that I don't need to express that any further. You understand the message. Okay? So back to this card. The underlying King of Diamonds, which is its associative card, mandates that they must live life in the highest value possible. Okay, that they know what blessings and power that they inherently have, and that they inherently have available to them. So if they don't have it right now, they have the resources to learn or obtain it. Okay, being the Seven of Spades puts them on the line. They must think, speak, and act from a higher perspective, or suffer innumerable ills. That could be physical ailments, injuries, misalignments, revoking of opportunities, relationships going into the trash. It could even mean a poor mental and emotional state to where like a depression suits. Okay, so it's really all about living to be that best self, the role model that you looked up to, living to be better than that role model, and having that mind state every single day, even at your lowest. Okay, they are usually protected by a high spiritual force, but always protected by God, a divine power. And so that high spiritual force we're talking about could be archangels, could be extraterrestrial life, could be ancestors and guides that have ascended so high vibrationally that they are almost one with the angels. They can be considered maybe a saint. Okay, and that is a lower vibrational angel. So with these people, like being a chosen person, you are always divinely protected, and then have additional protection to offer you the assistance you'll need in your soul mission, your purposeful mission that is in alignment with the spiritual aspect of life, the chosen life. Okay, which is raising the collective vibration by raising our personal vibrations. They must live, right, vicariously through others. That's where a lot of the lessons are learned. These individuals, these chosen individuals, are not meant to live the life of chaos and turmoil, but be around it enough to empathize, be compassionate with, to understand enough so that they can transmute the energy. Okay, and that is a part of their highest mission, transmutation. Okay, many of these people, just as a side note, marry into money or receive support from different associations, because being in this 7 light, monetary focus is not a high vibrational thing. Materialism is not high vibrational. So they are called to, I wouldn't say live the life of poverty, but live without the love of money. And to a lot of rich or wealthy people, that could be or mean living a poverty lifestyle. Okay, but generally they are great workers. They do well. They work extremely skillful. They just don't require a lot of resources for the work that they do, because it's the work of the divine. All right, so there's no reversal with these cards, because even in the reverse, and that's why I love these playing cards, even in the reverse, they're still in the upright. What does that mean? There's no negative aspect of the card. The negative aspect is the result of what you do with the card. So if we know that this card is positive, it's contingent with balance, justice, tranquil, calm, serene energy. And this 7 of Spades is contingent with the chosen energy of being one with the divine and understanding the highest vibrational aspects of life, to the point where your actions show it more than you preach it, more than you think about it or say it. Your actions show it. Okay, but what is the gap that is being bridged here? Understanding what negative attachments need to be let go of, like the people pleasing, the wanting validation from those that are around you, wanting validation from those that you even, look up to. You shouldn't want the validation from them. If anything, you want guidance and education, not validation, not attention. Okay? So letting go of this is the transition period from being a great person that is enjoying a moment of serenity to being a divine person, to where that moment of serenity is guaranteed, it is promised, it is issued, with the understanding that the work has to be done in your life purpose and mission to support and help the collective. Okay, so for those of you that need a little bit more information about what it is to be chosen, what it is to work to be chosen, why we need chosen people, this is just a prelude of all the information that you can possibly get. And I would say leave a green heart, comment a green heart during this video, and I will contact you directly and let you know where to go from there. Okay, but I don't think there's much more here. Okay, there's some injustice here. There's some injustice. What is this injustice? Should we talk about it in this reading? Nope. We got to talk about it in another reading. Okay, so stay tuned. I'm going to add it to the end of this reading. Thank you for being here with me. I appreciate you. Okay, into the next.